Good day, welcome. This is your Daily Med with Lady V. Today we look at Psalm chapter 17, the perennial puzzle. It is a prayer of David, but David was saying this thing is perennial. It is present at all season of the year in my life. He said it keeps reoccurring. It is ongoing. It is continual. It's lasting for a very long time, or it is happening repeatedly. So when we go to the plant store and we buy perennial plants, we want plants that lives for several years, not just for one season, but that plant would keep on coming from year to year. And this is the problem. This is what was happening to David. And so now he was praying this prayer. In our lives as children of God, many times we are faced with a perennial puzzle. Why this suffering? What is going on? Especially when we didn't do anything wrong. When we do wrong, we suffer for it. And our conscience tells us, listen, this punishment is just. But on the other hand, when the suffering is unrelated to any wrongdoing, then this kind of suffering is called the suffering for righteousness' sake. That's what Peter calls it. And therefore it becomes a perennial puzzle to the child of God. When we look in the Old Testament, we could see this happening to Job. And many times people refer to their suffering, they do reference Job. But here David was saying, God, I have a problem on my hand. It is ongoing. It comes from year to year. So as we read Psalm 17, we will see the prayer that David prays. He says, Lord, hear my prayer for justice. I am calling loudly to you. I am being honest in what I say. So please listen to my prayer. You will make the right decision because you can see the truth. You were with me all night and looked deep into my heart. You questioned me and found that I did not say or do anything wrong. Unlike most people, I have obeyed your commands. So I have never been like those who are cruel and evil. I have followed your way. My feet never left your path. Every time I call to you, God, you answer me. So listen to me now and hear what I say. Show your amazing kindness and rescue those who depend on you. Use your great power and protect them from their enemies. Protect me like a pupil of the eye and hide me in the shadow of your wings. Save me from wicked people who are trying to destroy me. Protect me from those who come to hurt me. They think only of themselves and brag about what they will do. They have been following me and now they are all around me. They watch me, waiting to throw me to the ground. Like hungry lions, they want to kill and eat. Like young lions, they hide ready to attack. Lord, get up and face the enemy. Make them surrender. Use your sword and save me from wicked people. Use your power, Lord, and remove them from this life. But as for the people you treasure, fill them with food. Give them plenty for their children and their grandchildren. I have done only what is right, so I will see your face, and seeing you, I will be fully satisfied. So here is David. He has his fair share of suffering for righteousness' sake. But he knew what to do about it. He took his case to the righteous judge and presented it with confidence that he would get a fair trial from God. And the verdict would be that he would be acquitted, because God would find him not guilty. He says, I've walked in obedience. I've walked in integrity. I have walked in your way. I have depended upon you and not on myself for guidance, for protection, for wisdom, for knowledge, for understanding. Yes, I know I have made some mistakes. I have sinned, become guilty of many different things. But in this case, in this instance, and he was referring to the time when he was being chased down by Saul, he says, I've not done anything. I've not done anything to provoke this hostility that is against me. So what is he saying? Lord, I am asking you to hear my case, because it is a just one. Please listen attentively to what I have to say, for I am being unjustly persecuted. Many times the children of God are unjustly persecuted. David said, in my plea for justice, God, I'm telling you the plain truth. I'm telling you like it is. I need to be acquitted. Your eyes see every aspect of this case, and you will decide in favor of who is right, because you know I am right. He says, God, if you test my heart to check it out, whether in the night in the darkness or whether in the daytime in the light, it is you who examine me, and you see that there is no valid reason for the enemy to be harassing me. He says, honestly, God, I have done nothing that is wicked. I stay away from violence, even when I had the opportunity to kill my enemy. But I depended upon you and upon your own strength, and I stand upon your promises. I obey your commandments. He says, my footstep has not slipped. So God, help me. I'm committing my cause to you. I'm making my appeal to you for justice, and I am confident that you are going to hear me, because you is my refuge or my sanctuary from the enemies. You are the one who will uphold me with your right hand. As I come running to you now, show your marvelous loving kindness to me. And he says, God, I want you to do it in a spectacular way. I want your protection, God, like you protect the apple or the pupil of the eyes. And when we think the pupil has the eyelid and the eyelashes that will protect it. So he say, hide me in your protection under the shadow of your wings. God, you know my heart and you know their heart. And you are capable of giving the right judgment. From their heart, they are spewing out all kinds of frightening threats and boastings, what they are going to do to me. He says they steadily track me down. I'm on a watch. They have now hemmed me in. They have backed me up on every side. Their eyes are upon me. They are waiting to give a final blow. They are savage as lions. They are hungry. They are waiting to tear me into pieces. So he says, God, you must simply come to my defense. You meet them head on. You trample them down. You rescue me with the sword. And he says, provide for me. And when you do, I will have for my children and for my grandchildren. He says, God, I'm not concerned about the material things anyway. Rather, I'm concerned about the spiritual things, because that will be enough treasure for me. And he says, listen, at the end of all this, I have confidence. Confidence that I will see your face. Confidence that I will be satisfied when I wake up in your likeness. And that is according to first in verse 15. He says that is according to 1 John 3 and verse 2, where he says, beloved, now are we the sons of God, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be, but when he appears, we shall see him, and we shall be like him. So David this morning was in trouble. He was being persecuted, or he had to suffer for righteousness' sake. But there are some facts about David that he was doing right. He was crying desperately in prayer, because that is what he could do. And he was doing this sincerely. He asked God to prove his heart, because he was innocent and did nothing wrong. He purposed that he would not transgress against God with his mouth. He says, I am living a sinless life in this particular situation. And he says, even with the temptations, you have kept me victorious. So I am confident that you will hear me and answer my prayer. So he fully trusted God. He asked God that he would receive 3 great blessings. He says, I want you to manifest your loving kindness, to keep me from harm, to hide me under the shadow of your almighty wings. Today he will do the same for you and me when we suffer for his cause, for his name's sake, for the cause of righteousness. But we must continue to trust him, to have faith and confidence in him like David did, to present our case to him for trial, because he is the just judge. And regardless that our case or our suffering may be taking a long time, at the end of the day, he is the one that is going to give us our acquittal. And more than all, when he appears, we will see his face. We will be like him. We will live and reign with him. God bless you. Thank you again for watching. And may God bless the USA.